Hello and welcome to Diamond League highlights from Stockholm. We've passed the halfway stage now. We're still in Scandinavia as we move from Oslo to Sweden's capital. Built to host the 1912 Olympics, the stadium has witnessed an amazing 83 world records. Some of the world's best athletes have gathered here again, attempting to write their names in the history books.
Did he hit that? Lundy Davis is going to last this up. Harrison takes that brilliantly. The villainy. Oh, yes. It's Japan who wins it. That's huge from Taylor. Smith looking fantastic here. Rhodesia surprises us all.
Here to talk you through it are your commentators Tim Hutchings and Stuart Story.
Welcome to the Olympic Stadium, here to the north of the city on a cool, damp evening, 15 degrees centigrade here in the arena, but a great array of track and field athletics coming to you from the stadium. And the men's 400-metre hurdles, first of all.
Well, there's the lineup. Kalb of Sweden, Bet of Kenya, Van Zyl, South Africa, Tinsley, USA, Coulson, Puerto Rico, Clement, USA, Dobek of Poland. It's probably the best lineup we've seen all season. It's a pity the conditions are not that great.
Set.
I tell you what, they've all gone off pretty quickly indeed. Coulson's gone off fast, and so has Tinsley into the back straight. Dobek's still going quite strong, but Coulson right towards 200 metres is definitely leading as they go towards and past 200 metres now and into that third 100 metres. And Coulson and Tinsley really being overtaken now by Van Zyl on that apex of the bend. So Coulson, has he got enough left? Dobek's going quite strongly, right on the outside. Coulson, Van Zyl coming well, and Tinsley's gone. And as they come in, Bet's a little bit better, although he stutters there. Coulson's coming through. Van Zyl fighting hard, but Coulson's going to take this one. Dobek on the near side. And it's going to be Clement who gets second place and Dobek third.
It was a good run from Coulson. His season is gradually coming together. Forget the time. It's a pretty horrible night for the sprinters and sprint hurdlers. 49.43, solid enough. He got the win over a strong field. I don't know what happened to Tinsley Stewart. He just ran out of gas.
But he did go far quicker over the first 200 metres than I've seen him. I've always said he's more of an even pace 400-metre hurdler, and that wasn't the case tonight. He really motored on that first half, and I think he paid for it. There it is, Coulson 49.43, Clement 49.87, Dobek, good run again, 49.89 in third, ahead of LJ Van Zyl at 50.21, and Bet still not flying at 51.14.
Well, we can go over to the discus competition where Melina Robert-Michon, the World Championship silver medalist from 2013, the French having a good series, building nicely, 63.49, the best of her first 4 rounds. Just a slight improvement on her second round effort, as you can see, 63.25. Hits that one very smoothly. The 36-year-old, so experienced, and that is big. That is a fabulous 5th round effort. Sandra Perkovic opened with 66.11. That's what she's chasing for that one. Almost right on 65 metres. Closes the gap a little. 64.96, a season's best with 1 round to go.
This is Bartoletta, first round of the long jump, in fact. Very quick on the runway. And Bartoletta is one of the great sprinters. She really is. 10.85 her sprint best. And I just think that may well be, well, it's not bad on the board. But she is twice world champion at the long jump last year in Beijing and also back in 2005. She's been around an awful long time. 6.68.
5,000 metres then, next on the track. 18 starters in this 12.5 lap race. 5 men in the field have run under 13 minutes. The pace requested, though, would result in a new world best for this year. 12.55 tempo it is, 2.35 per kilometre. And the big names are there. Edris is the diamond race leader, of course, won here in 2014. So this big field gets underway. No Mo Farah, of course, the Olympic and world champion at this distance, and 10,000 metres to boot. And I suppose what you could say we're looking for in this sort of race, with the Olympic Games athletics 8 weeks away, is some sort of indication from somebody in this field, because most of the big name protagonists who will challenge Mo Farah are in this field. Something that indicates there's a quality out there in the legs of one of these men that can threaten the dominance of Mo Farah come Rio. Edris not looking good in 4th place, the diamond race leader. Looks like he's running out of steam. That gap between him and that leading trio is growing. Berahun back in 5th place. Berahun, I should say, is only 16 years old, we're led to believe. The lad in 5th place. 8th in the African Junior Cross Country back in March. That's the only stat we have for him. He's virtually unheard of as they come to the bell now. And it's Kejelcha with Ceylan, that hunch-shouldered style of the Ethiopian in 2nd place, trying to latch onto the coattails of the tall figure of Ceylan. Demelash, who's done a lot of the leading over this last 3 laps or so, in 3rd place. Now Edris wakes up in the white top, tries to go with this leading trio, but Kejelcha gradually clicking up the acceleration, going through the gears. Only 4th in the World Championships last year, Kejelcha, when he'd had such a marvellous season on the Diamond League circuit, but indications he's been rounding into form with a 5th in Shanghai and a 3rd in Oslo, and it looks like he might have the beating of this field. But look at Ceylan, carries on hunting, chasing Kejelcha into the slipstream of the big man, but has he got the speed now? Edris in 3rd, Demelash in 4th, or is it Berahun in 4th? But it is Ceylan who eases away over the last 50, left it very late indeed, and crossed the line there in 55.17, that final 400 metres from Kejelcha. He did leave it late, but he judged it perfectly. And 13.03, well, that's not a bad return for his evening's work. Indeed, just checking for Ceylan. That is a new personal best by almost 6 seconds.
Well, Ceylan showed the same sort of form he showed in winning that world title in 2011 there, didn't he? He really did. He was always in the right place at the right time. He just felt that Kejelcha had got enough, the youngster.
Ceylan, though, winning with that new personal best, just outside 13.03. Kejelcha half a second down Edris, making it a 1-2-3 for Ethiopian. Ceylan, I wonder if he might end up being a bit of a danger this summer to the likes of Mo Farah. He is the man who perhaps has that change of pace to challenge the Brit.
Ivana Spanovic then, 6.73 in the 1st round. Now, she knows what the target is. Tell how cold it is. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That looks a little better. The tracksuit bottom's being kept on, or the tights rather, to protect those muscles. It's been drizzling all evening. There's a mist in the stadium. Missed the board as well, so that's a pretty good jump from there. Very simple technique, a little bit of backward rotation, but generally very, very good indeed. Very athletic off the board and in the approach. 6.90. Well, that is the lead. The Serbians taken them all on, really.
Well, here is Perkovic, world champion back in 2013, ahead of Robert Michon in Moscow. Round 5 then. Very, very fast. She's so powerful. She's a big character, and that you can see for yourself. Well, it's around 68 meters, something like that, from Perkovic. Her season's best was set in Shanghai, some 4 weeks ago. That was 70.88. She tops the world rankings, of course, and that is big from Perkovic in round 5. 68.32 she's been given, extends her lead, adds another 2 meters plus to that opener. Well, that did end up being the winning throw from Sandra Perkovic in her 5th round. 64.96 for Michon. Robert Michon, good enough for 2nd place, that season's best, and in 3rd, Caballero of Cuba.
Well, there's the lineup for the women's 100-meter hurdles. Westerlund of Sweden, Ali of the United States, Talay of Belarus, Kalur of Sweden, Harrison USA, and Queen Harrison of the United States, then Zagli of Belgium and Pedersen of Norway. Then listen to the response to this lady. Susan Keller, European champion back in 2006, begins her campaign in the lane next to the fastest woman in the world, Kendra Harrison, 12:24, unbeaten this season, a world lead time. The women's 100-meter hurdles. The return of the former European champion in 2006, a decade ago, Susanna Keller of Sweden. Keller going well. Harrison already leading this, and Ali going quite well from the second lane. Keller going brilliantly, and on the near side, Queen Harrison. But look at this from Harrison, going away, wins it. In second place was Ali of the United States. Pick up the rest into a headwind of 0.4, 12.67, and that was a very, very good opener by Susanna Keller. But this young woman takes some beating, doesn't she? Kendra Harrison, 12.66. Nia Ali was second in 12.85. But look at that for the start. Keller out of the blocks. She hasn't been anywhere. This is her first race. Harrison obviously away. Ali going well. Talley just being dropped at this stage. But Kendra Harrison is such a good technician. She really is. And Queen Harrison just sneaking through into third place.
12.67. In these conditions, I cannot emphasize how crisp that is, how quick that is. There's only about 5 other athletes in the world this year, 6 other athletes in the world this year, looking at the rankings, who've run as quick as that. And these conditions, well, they're foul compared to what you would get in Eugene most years, or indeed in so many meets over in California.
But there it is, Kendra Harrison once again at the top, 12.66. Nia Ali, 12.85. Queen Harrison, 12.87. And Susanna Keller, 13 seconds dead in 5th place, just behind Alina Talley at 12.90.
British record holder Dina Asher-Smith will want to build on an impressive start to her outdoor season ahead of next weekend's British Championships. Today she's the fastest in the field, but faces tough competition, not least from compatriots Desiree Henry and Margaret Adeoye.
So these ladies in the women's 200 metres subject to drizzle. They're out on the far side of the track, stripped down and ready. Adeoye, Williams, Henry, Talu, Asher-Smith. Watch Dina Asher-Smith in 5. Very exciting British talent. Simone Facey of Jamaica in 6. Ari Neckerland and Kimberly Hyacinth on the outside. But this young lady, watch Dina Asher-Smith. She's British record holder at 100 and 200 metres. World junior champion back in 2014, coached by John Blackie. What a good job he's done with her, and a good lane draw, lane 5. There's Marie-Josée Talu of the Ivory Coast. Just missed the Beijing 200 final last year. She was 3rd in her semi-final. Desiree Henry of Great Britain, the former world youth champion back in 2011. She's still only 20. Very good form, a 100 personal best in the middle of April in California. There's Sharonda Williams, 6th in the World Championships in 2013, the American over 200 metres. Not in good form, though, only 6th in the Lucerne 100 and 7th in the 200 a few nights ago. And Margaret Adeoye, her first race of 2016, the 31-year-old Briton. Her first 200 of 2016, this, for Dina Asher-Smith, the Briton in lane 5.
Set.
Good start from Dina Asher-Smith, 4th from the left. Ran under 11 seconds last year for 100 metres, set the British record. She has a good lead up for 80 metres, comes around the bend looking very smooth indeed. Also going well, Desiree Henry in lane 3. She's had a fabulous bend too. But Asher-Smith leads at the moment from her teammate. In between them going pretty well is Talu of the Ivory Coast in the orange. Coming through strongly on the outside is Simone Facey. But Asher-Smith's going to take this one under pressure towards the line there, but wins it in 22.74. In minus 0.8 wind, that's what they were running into, and that is very, very satisfying indeed. In her opening 200 of 2016, she would have wished, I'm sure, for significantly better conditions than this, and she would have run a lot quicker on a nicer night, but she started well and held her form.
Yeah, she did. She had very good transition off the bend. She stays to the inside of the lane, runs very, very nicely indeed. Desiree Henry, also a European medalist in the 4x1, of course, part of that team with Asher-Smith, and really had a good race here with Facey closing down to get the 2nd place ahead of Desiree Henry. But Henry, good race, but certainly Asher-Smith, Dina Asher-Smith, the best of 22.07. What a fabulous final she had in the World Championships last year. Just gradually coming back to form, but that's not bad in these conditions.
There it is, a win for Britain's Dina Asher-Smith, 22.72 from Simone Facey, 22.81. I thought Desiree Henry started fast and ran well, a personal best with 22.88 in third place.
I was reasonably happy with that. I mean, I could have executed a bit better. My straight, the straight of my 200 in an ideal world would have been a bit better. But first 200 of the year, not ideal conditions, so I'm quite happy.
Brittany Rees then in third place with a 6.67 in this long jump. Tall powerhouse that is Brittany Rees, 3 times the world champion, and that's a pretty good jump indeed. She really is a terrific competitor. Is Rees. Has she done enough? She's chasing the 6.90, which we saw from Ivana Spanovic, and hits the board perfectly, absolutely spot on. No finesse about this. A lovely hang though in the middle, I have to say. She gets it all together, that hang which prevents all the rotations, gets terrific lift off the board. And a real dynamo of an athlete. 6.88, not quite enough, 2 centimeters short of Spanovic. Spanovic at 6.90, just ahead of the twice world champion Brittany Rees at 6.88, and Tiana Bartoletta 6.68 in third. Well, Ruth Baitier, can you be the second person? Clear. Baitier, 2-meter jump at her best. Oh, yes. Ooh. Once she's out of the bed, there she goes. So that's okay, it stayed on. Yes, I was lucky. She's tall, very, very tall. Twice World Indoor Championship silver medalist. This year, of course, in Portland. And back in 2010 as well. Won the European title a couple of times. She won Oslo with 190. She's the second person clear, but she goes into the lead. Bolachenko then has got one more attempt at 1.90 m. Struggle at 181, as you see, clear at 186, but really finding it difficult here. It's the leader at the moment. Oh yes, she's got it. She's got it. She remains in the competition, and that's that's Ruth Baitier. Big smile on her face because Litvinenko is one of her main opponents. This time got it right. Very, very pleased with that. Stays in the competition, just clipped it as she went down. It was a good clearance though, having said that. So she's in third. Well, they're getting stripped off for the start of this 100 meters. There's the lineup. Kwaku of Sweden, Richard Kilty, Great Britain, Matey, Ivory Coast, Bailey, Antigua, Harvey, Turkey, Locke, USA, Rose, Sweden.
Set.
No problem with the start, pretty even actually. Looks like Bailey going well, and Matey, and here comes Harvey on the near side, and Matey going very well indeed. Harvey gets it, Matey second, I think, Kilty third. I think so, at 10.19. It was a very, very good run indeed. It went pretty well with the form book, in fact, but good opener. Let's just have a look at the start. Matey got away well. They were all pretty clear, weren't they? Kilty going well from the second lane. Matey in the light blue top looked good at this stage. Harvey's coming through. He gets there. Matey in second place, and let's see, was it Kilty in third, or did they catch him? So have a look at this. Kilty just overstriding a little bit on the far side, the Briton. And yes, he's got beaten, hasn't he? He looked a little better on the first run through, but he was fifth in the end with 10.31. He was 10.31 for third, 10.31 for fourth, 10.31 for fifth, so it doesn't get much closer than that.
Now here is Sean Barber, and trying to find his rhythm really this season. It has been a brilliant season for Barber. Season's best at 5.91, but consistency is not there yet. That's better. First man clear at 5.65. Remember, he's a 5.93 vaulter. He's a Barber, and he holds the lead now. And the pressure all on Renaud Lavillenie, who's next to go. A third attempt for the Frenchman at 5.65. Christian Taylor in the first round of the triple jump. Second longest triple jumper in history. That's not a bad opener. Tights and all. Don't think it's 17 meters, but it's okay. And Taylor in this triple jump. Well, he's last in the jumping order, and that looks to have taken the lead to me. Next best 1632 by Troy Doris of Guyana. 1670 for Christian Taylor. So here is Lavillenie in that pole vault. And under real pressure, his opening height for the world record holder. Both he and Sean Barber beaten by Sam Kendricks, who tops the world rankings in Shanghai. It's not going smoothly yet his season, but it's going better tonight now. Oh, well, a bit of pressure there for both he and Sean Barber, both clearing at the third time of asking at 5.65. Modest stuff, of course, for the big two. But Lavillenie leads by dint of that being his opening height. Barber had a second time clearance, I should say, at 5.50, the previous height.
Last month in Eugene, Ruth Jabet became only the second woman ever to run under 9 minutes in the 3,000-metre steeplechase, missing out on the world record by just over a second. Olympic champion Habiba Gharibi is the meeting record holder and provides the quickest competition, as Jabet looks to go one better.
Well, the women's steeplechase is out on the far side of the track. Some 16 starters in this one. And, of course, we're used to very, very quick times being run these days. Indeed, a second athlete has joined the sub-9-minute club this year. That is Ruth Jabet. And she goes here in this race, the number 2 all-time, the Asian Games champion in 2014. There is Jabet.
On the order marks.
Running for Bahrain, although she's, of course, a Kenyan-born lass. Pacemakers, Fancy Jerotic will take over from Caroline Tuigong. So, the pace that's been asked for is 3 minutes for the first kilometre. That clearly 9-minute tempo, and the world record, just a reminder for you, is 8:58.81 by Gulnara Galkina of Russia in Beijing. They've gone off at a fair old lick here, and Ruth Jabet, who won Prefontaine, beating Kiyang, the world champion, slots right into third place. Well, if I tell you that in this steeplechase with 2.5 minutes on the clock, the second and fourth fastest athletes in history are in this field. The Olympic gold and silver medalist from London, the Commonwealth champion, the Asian Games champion, the Diamond League record holder, you'll realise it's a pretty packed field. Tuigong, who leads at the moment, has Jabet in her slipstream, and in fact Jerotic, the second pacemaker, who's supposed to take them through to around halfway towards 1,500 metres, can't stay with this. She hasn't gone with it. And just looking to see if Gharibi's out there. She's tucked way, way back. She's got to be coming back from injury or illness, because she's not remotely interested in challenging. So Ruth Beitia then. Second attempt at 193. Always smiles, always looks very positive and confident and believing that she's going to clear it, and that is so important in the vertical jumps. Enjoys her jumping. 37 years old now is Ruth Beitia. Fourth in the Olympic Games in London. Oh! Squeezes over that one. It's almost like she maintained contact with it most of the way over. Beautifully judged, the arc. And that second time clearance gives her the lead, 1.93 meters. And now Trost and Lichvinko have it all to do.
Well, this is Doris of Guyana, second jump in the triple jump. First round, as you can see, at 16:32. Christian Taylor we saw at 16:70 in his first round jump. That's a lovely piece of jumping. It looks as though it's gone a little bit further than that, over 16:50 by the look of it. Just look at him, how he's got more clothes on. He's weighed down by a kit, but it obviously that tells you the story of the condition out here. 16:55, there he is, second place, Alessia Trost. Then her third and final attempt at 193. Her season's best if she were to get this. 192 she jumped in Eugene the end of May. No. Just took off a little bit too far away, didn't she? Or seemingly so. I mean, it's very difficult to judge from here, but she's gone now with a second time clearance at 190. Lichvinko, desperate to get over this. She struggled over the last height, didn't she? The 190, which we saw on the third attempt. That was close, actually. That was close. She's gone too. So, Kamila Lichvinko, big striding athlete, hammers in, gets good lift, but just too much on that bar there. And that is the result of the high jump. Beatty at 193, season's best. Truss from Lichvinko. The 1, 2 and 3.
Jabet down the back straight has a lead of fully 70 meters now over Chepkoech, running superbly. Second in Shanghai in 9:15. She was only 11th in the World Championships last year. How she's come on over this last 12 months or so. 2 kilometers in 6:01. She ran about 3:03 for that second kilometer, but has maintained the tempo pretty well, considering that first kilometer was about 8:54 pace, and anything under around 8:30 is world class, frankly. The rest of the field go through in her slipstream, but she comes through below us with 2 laps to run. Tiny little figure, diminutive figure, little stuttering there and that skip over the barrier. Hills and Lacaze, the Australian duo, running really well. Lacaze set a personal best in Oslo last week. Her second best ever was Rabat a couple of weeks before that. She's been in wonderful form this year. She's had personal bests at 800, 1500 and 5000. All of those pretty solid times. In contrast, so many of the African steeplechasers who don't focus upon flat running at all and really just concentrate on the chase itself. But there is little Ruth Jabet driving on with 600 meters to run. Still looking strong, barring disaster as the race won. Her lead, actually, just checking, is about 100 meters now. Chepkoech back in second. Chepkoech, I should say, has dropped back significantly. Is gradually being reeled in, actually, by the Australian duo. They will come into shot, I think, top right of your picture. As Jabet there again with that stuttering before the barrier. She's got to be losing a couple of meters each time she does that. So the Australians on the hunt then. They've got a good young team in Europe at the moment. Some of them only arrived in the last few days, gradually finding their feet. As Jabet enters the last lap, she's got to cover it well in around 67, 68 seconds to break 9 minutes. She's held her form pretty well through the second kilometre and most of this third kilometre so far. Now, can they here in Stockholm, where they love their distance running, they love their steeplechasing, can they roar her on through these last 300 metres? She's working hard. Lacaze is in fourth. Asafa in fifth. There's some big names behind this Australian pairing. Goodness me, Madeline Hills, fourth in the Commonwealth Games and a personal best back then, was fourth in Oslo last Thursday and a personal best of 9:24. Went out in their heat of the World Championships last year at 5,000 and the steeplechase did Hills. But this is a great battle between this trio and a little domestic dust-up between the Australians. The water jump for the final time from Ruth Jabet. The crowd roaring her on. She's not going to be under 9 minutes. Enters the straight with a clock on 8:50. But it's been a mighty strong run, impressive run as Lacaze kicks hard into the final water jump out of shot. Skips over that final barrier. Does the little Bahraini. She was a winner in Prefontaine, beating the world champion Kieng. She's beaten the field here tonight by virtually the length of the home straight. 9:08.40, the winning time there. The meeting record has been broken. It used to belong to Griebe, who was not a factor tonight here at all. Chepkoech sprints past Lacaze there to steal second place. But a good run from Lacaze to across the line at about 9:23.5, 9:24. A safer in fourth place. And Hills comes through for fifth place.
Very, very good performance once again. This is the way she likes to run. Loves to run on her own, loves to get out there. She did exactly the same thing, despite the presence of Haibin Kieng, the world champion, in that fabulous race that we saw when she dipped under 9 minutes.
Well, there's confirmation of the win for Ruth Jabet, a meeting record, the only one of the night so far, 9:08.37 from Chepkoech of Kenya. Jen Lacaze approaching new ground, 9:23.19 for third place. Brilliant run from her.
La Villenie then, second attempt at 5:73. Took him 3 attempts at his chosen opening height at 5:65. But the world record holder is used to these situations. He really is. He's been in this situation several times before. He really hits the deck, doesn't he? Oh, that's a fabulous vault. That's much, much better. That was better than at 565. That second time clearance at 573 for the Olympic champion, twice world indoor champion.
Here's Abdel Rahman. No throws to open with, rounds 1 and 2. He's a massive fella, as the Egyptian. World Championship silver medalist last year. Oh, that's big. Over 85 meters for the 27-year-old. One in Eugene with 87 meters. Only 5th in Oslo last week. Had a bit of an off evening in Bislett Stadium with 81 meters 94, but he's gone much better there. 86 meters exactly for Abdel Rahman. That's going to take some catching.
Sean Barber then in the pole vault. It's his third and final attempt at 573, a height that we've seen Renaud Lolvilleny go clear out on his second attempt. But Sean had problems at 550, 565. And the world champion finding it tough. Oh, no, he's out. So he's in second place behind Renaud Lolvilleny, a familiar pattern in many respects. Chris Carter then of the United States, 16:21 in the first round, 5th placed overall at the moment, World Indoor Championship finalist. And Henglo, he won the competition in Henglo in that World Challenge event with 17 meters 12. It's pretty quick, isn't he, on the runway? And that looks to be a little bit better. 16:21 in the first round. Not bad control right the way through. Seeking advice. Oh, 16:37, third place. Well, there's the lineup for the women's 400 meters. Nielsen of Great Britain right on the inside. Hellqvist of Sweden. Holub of Poland. Bundy Davis of Great Britain. Noveline Williams-Mills of Jamaica. Then Libania Greno of Italy. And Yika Onuora of Great Britain. A bronze medalist, of course, in the World Championships as part of the Great Britain relay. 51.55 the season's best. Noveline Williams-Mills, been around a long time, has competed in 5 World Championships, beginning in Osaka in 2007. Umpteen experience, lots of experience. Serem Bundy Davis of Great Britain, another member of the British 4x4. Season's best, personal best, 51.26 in Geneva just 5 days ago. Nielsen, twice European junior champion, first at the 400 and then the 4x4 relay, 52.28. Season's best, just a little bit quicker last season. Long hold, but this time they've all got away. In fact, it looks as though Greno's gone off very quickly in the early stages of this. Holub going well, so is Bundy Davis. But certainly Williams-Mills is absolutely flying down towards 200 meters, and she leads at the moment, the most experienced athlete in the competition thus far. And through 200 meters, she's certainly leading. Bundy Davis going well inside her. Holub of Poland running quite nicely. Greno has given up that lead. Onuora is pretty strong in the final stages as they come in. Bundy Davis looking good as they come in, and it's going to be anybody's race, this one. Outside Bundy Davis, Noveline Williams and Noveline Williams-Mills and Bundy Davis, and on the outside Onuora coming through very strongly indeed. Noveline Williams-Mills is going to take this. Onuora gets second, Greno gets third. And that was a good race in the end, 52.31. Nothing special about the time, but my goodness me, Noveline Williams-Mills charged through the first 200 meters and probably went a little bit quick to 3, because here they'd all caught her. Bundy Davis looked good as she came into this part of the race, tied up a little bit here, and right on the inside, Nielsen going well, but losing some form here, but Onuora on the outside closing down quite well.
Yes, conditions, really, the times say it all, don't they, Stuart? A world-class field, 52.29. You won't see many Diamond League 400s won in a time as slow as that. No reflection upon the athletes, of course. It is a cool evening. They were held a long time before they were able to get underway. I'm expecting a little bit more from Bundy Davies. She ran a great personal best just 5 days ago in Geneva, 51.26. But tonight, she did die down the home straight, just when I thought she might kick on well with 100 to go, finishing in 4th place in 52.71.
Fresh from breaking the Scottish mile record in Oslo, Laura Muir turns her attention to the metric mile. She's targeting the 1500-metre podium in Rio, but this is her first race at the distance this year. Muir is joined tonight by Laura Waitman, who's already run a qualifying time in Eugene.
Well, the athletes out on the far side of the track at the beginning of the back straight for this women's 1500 metres. And what a good field this is. What a fascinating race this may well turn out to be. Look at in particular here for Helen Obiri, the world indoor champion in 2012 at 3,000 metres, but also for Laura Muir, who ran so doggedly last week in Oslo, hanging on to the coattails of Faith Kipyegon. She takes 2nd place in the mile there. Others to look out for here. Laura Waitman of Great Britain. She's a 4-minute and a few tenths personal best athlete. European Championship bronze medalist in 2014, Waitman. So 4 minutes a realistic target for athletes of this caliber. They're looking for a 2:07 at 800 metres with Wafula, the pacemaker. It is important that they go with it, though, that they run aggressively. There's plenty of strength in this field. Laura Muir doesn't like generally for the tempo to hang around or to slacken. Hayotska is in this field as well. The Pole, who has a best of 4:03, tall figure. Back in the middle of the pack. Waitman there towards the back as well on the outside, out of trouble at least. As they head down the home straight, they'll see 3 laps to go this time. Blundell, it is in 2nd place. Jenny Blundell of Australia, the 22-year-old, who has a best of 4:04 from Beijing last year. 4:04 from Beijing this year, excuse me. And lots of strange movements coming in. Sado in the green, they're surging around the outside, the Ethiopian. She's only 20 years old, has a best of just outside 4 minutes, and they come up to 400 metres, and that's split, well, 63.19. Pretty much perfect, and they all look up for it, don't they? And Sado, they're glancing across, virtually having a conversation with 1 or 2 of the other Ethiopians there. Wafula leading, though. Now, if she can hold this tempo well and tempt them to stay with her through this 2nd lap, 2:07 is a very, very promising split at 800.
Yes, it is. It's not bad as pacemaking. We saw Jenny Meadows with her first pacemaking job the last time out over the mile in Oslo, and she did very well to take them to 2:07. Laura Waitman moving well on the outside, and Laura Muir getting herself out of the middle of that pack and right onto the outside. Here she is in a position to attack. Barter right on the outside there, and they've slowed down a little bit on that, Tim. I'm not sure what the statistics will tell us.
Yeah, they've certainly slowed through this 2nd lap. It's a shame because it was set up so well. But Laura Waitman is up there. Her coach Steve Cram telling me she's looking to run around 4:01 this evening, and if the conditions are good. Barter towards the back of the field is running a real seesaw type race. They go through 800 metres in 2:10. What a shame. That early pace, 63, remember, the first lap, and 2:10 at 800 metres. Wafula, frankly, should move aside now. She's not really helping anybody. Step off the track. She goes wide there. Let's hope she doesn't get in anybody's way as the field surges through. Sado's still leading. Now, Laura Waitman hits the front. She doesn't have a great turn of speed. Neither does Laura Muir, but they're both very strong, and the Brits are in 1st and 2nd at the moment round the crown of the bend. 550 to run. Costa there just having a bit of argy-bargy, bit of elbowing with Sado. Still no sign of Helen Obiri. She's up with the tail, with the hair flailing around there in the middle of that pack as they come down towards the bell. But it's Muir now, perfectly poised. Sado in the green, moving onto her shoulder. Laura Muir then, from Sado. Laura Waitman in 3rd place. Muir will make them work on this final lap. You can be sure of that. She looked very strong, very confident last week. Determined, hanging on to the coattails, as I said, of Kipyegon in Oslo. 3:16, about a 66. That 3rd lap, as Laura Muir just looks to be lost a little bit for speed. They almost look like she lost her rhythm. Now she's up on her toes again, onto the shoulder of Barter. Moving around the outside, though, with Waitman heading backwards too in about 6th place at the moment, just lacking speed at this stage. 150 metres to run. Muir is still battling there. Costa it is. Oyetska rather on the inside from Sado. Seyoum down the outside. It's anybody's race this. Muir looking for a way through. She can't find daylight. But Oyetska's going to take this one. It's going to be a big, big win for the pole. She's blown them away in this last 100. Look at that. 4:03 from Bata. And I think Segai taking 3rd place there. Obiri was nowhere. Nora Muir couldn't find a way through. Waitman was just lacking the legs there through that last 150. 4:03.25. But the place times will probably be pretty strong because there were a lot of athletes within a second or two of that very, very strong one from Angelika Oyetska, who came here with a personal best of 4:03 and has very, very nearly broken that tonight. It's certainly a season's best, only about 0.2 of a second off her lifetime best. But look at that form from the pole as the rest of them struggle for the minor places.
Well, certainly Laura Muir in particular ran a very different race here today. She stayed back in the pack. She didn't want to really get out there quickly, and in the end just didn't have the speed to stay with this woman. And Obiri neither. I expected Obiri to be up there as well. Bata ran quite well tactically. She was at the back. She moved up slowly but surely and got her, what, to 2nd place. So the 3rd round of the javelin, the world champion Diego looking for that 90-meter form we've seen. He really does hammer that. Wow, does he hit that hard, and that's around about 82 or 3. It looked much better, but my goodness me, when he hits the javelin, it knows it's hit. 800 grams in weight. He moves his front foot ahead, then really unleashes that arm. He's got a very fast arm. He hits it almost with his chest first, and the arm follows through. It's not passive, it's very active, but he has got it there. There's such power there. 83.09, 2nd place at the moment.
Well, we can go back to Thomas Rolla's 3rd round throw. It was a couple of minutes ago. That's 80.84 in round 2, was the best of the first 2 rounds from any of this field. This from Rolla, much better. He's a big, tall fella, is the German. And that out beyond 85 meters. Remember Abdelrahman, 86 meters exactly with his 3rd round throw. We saw that a few minutes ago. But the German World Championship finalist last year, hitting there, 85 meters 89. He falls just 11 centimeters, about 4 inches shy of Abdelrahman's lead from round 3. Into 2nd place though, comfortably.
The final round of the triple jump then for Christian Taylor, already leading with 17.27, getting better and better and better, and that's certainly better. Well, we said this man is such a consistent jumper. He really is. He's way out there as a world champion, Olympic champion. He's done it all and wants to do it again. The world leads 17.76, and that's 17.59. Not only leads it, he's won it.
He's won it by nearly a metre too from Troy Doris. Christian Taylor in a class apart on the night.
Well, there it is, David Rudisha and Bossa, the Frenchman, Cachot, Berglund, Aman, Mohamed Aman. It's a pretty packed field, this. Grand Somme will, the pacemaker, will attempt to get them underway properly this time, unlike in Shanghai. Not his fault. David Rudisha, fabulous run over 600 metres in London, in Birmingham rather. In very good form for the world record holder. And Boss also 2nd to Rudisha in that 600. He's looking good over 800 metres as well. 1:44.55 this season. Cachot too, the Pole, the World Championship silver medalist last year. He's the championship man. Always difficult to beat. Ferguson Cheriak Rotich, World Championship finalist last year. He's 4th in Beijing. But what can David Rudisha do now? The men's 800 metres. Well, this men's 800 metres promises much. It really does. It's very calm now, and Somme, superb pacemaker, has gone out quickly. Aman is up there right on the inside. Kiptum has gone very, very quickly indeed to get position. And Boss right on the back of that group, right on the back of Aman and Cachot. And Rudisha now moves into second place, a lead in the race, looks very comfortable. A man behind him, Kiptum, and then Boss. Boss is always a threat, proved to be so in the 600 metres, just defeated, as I said. But nevertheless, they're now settling down, and Kiptum is the leader of those two Kenyans, apart from Rudisha.
I'm a little surprised that Boss hasn't paid closer attention to Rudisha, but as they come to the bells to it, nobody really interested in going with the pacemaker. 50.82. That pack have gone through in about 52 seconds. There, it was slow, and Rudisha looked like he just wants to control this one rather than go for a very quick time.
Well, certainly Rudisha's leading the race proper. A man in second, then Boss now coming through to take close order, and Boss really attacks down that back straight. Rudisha responds now. And this is always going to happen. The Boss was always going to put the pressure on. And Kashot now making some headway into third place. A man dropping past, and Rotic coming through very strongly behind him. So Rudisha and Boss, these two, as they come into the final bend now, with Rotic powering down the straight. Remember, Rotic won that race in Shanghai. And look at this, Rudisha's beaten here. Boss and Kashot and Rotic on the near side. And is Rotic going to do it again? Rotic is going to come through and take it. Rotic wins, Boss second, Kashot third, Rudisha fourth. And in fifth place was Abdullah. And the time, 1:45.07. Well, Rotic does it again. The debacle that was the 800 in Shanghai, he came through on the inside on David Rudisha and beat him there. But my goodness me, that was another race for him, and I just wonder, Tim, where David Rudisha is at this time.
Well, it's a very good question. I don't think he's comfortable running in that manner. I really don't. Trying to control it like that doesn't seem to have that same zip at the moment, Rudisha. I'm sure he doesn't like these conditions, but they're the same for everyone. But he just didn't have the response and the strength through that last 250. He had to kick in really hard to keep Boss at bay. He should never have been loping along quite so slowly, because Boss moved alongside him very fast. But they were all beaten by this man, Rotic, who knows how to celebrate. I think his celebrations probably annoyed Rudisha somewhat in Shanghai. Thankfully, those games are a long way away, so the picture could be very different in 7 or 8 weeks' time. Well, that concludes proceedings here in the 1912 Olympic Stadium in Stockholm. There's the diamond race leaders, Gatlin in the 100, Idris in the 5,000, Avillani winning again tonight in the vault. On the women's side, Batesy the high jump with another victory tonight. Perkovic won very comfortably tonight in the discus, and so the season rolls on. The performance of the night for me was undoubtedly the meeting record by Ruth Jabet of Bahrain, 9:08.37 in the steeplechase. We shall, though, be in Monaco very soon. We hope the weather will be significantly better.
Next weekend, it's the British Championships, where there are places on the plane to Rio at stake. Join us on the red button on Saturday from 2 o'clock. Then we'll have the best of the action on Sunday from 1 o'clock on BBC Two. Our next Diamond League highlights will be from Monaco on Saturday the 16th of July at 1 o'clock on BBC One. That's all for now from Stockholm, though. Until next time, goodbye.